Audio. Words.
I am speaking. Yay, yay, yay.
Audio's on.
Hold on, I'm trying to get the fucking thing up on my end. Alright, Whammon, speak.
I am speaking again. Once more, I'm speaking.
My audio's good.
Just wake up.
No, I'm here.
So, Mac.
Yeah?
I'm gonna need you to walk me through all the tricks we did in the beginning. I know in Fort Joy it's basically do all the quests, then murder everyone. But, like, what about on the boat before that? There was a few tricks we took advantage of, and I don't remember any of them.
I think we completed the quest for the guy in the jail cell on the boat and then killed him. I think we did that.
We did complete the quest in jail, so yes, but what should have happened was, someone goes all the way back to talk with a person near the beginning of the spot, and the other, talks to the witch at the end, Wendigo at the end, and one in the back gets to a fight, and Wendigo, when she starts her thing, kills pretty much everyone in the place to give you experience points instead of just a select few.
Is that still applicable in solo?
An animal stone.
Don't know, I only did it in co-op.
Shaking her fluffy coat, the sheep eyes you balefully, her rectangular eyes like letterboxes to the void.
Also on Fort Joy, when it comes to the guy that's injured on the bed, have each person in your party cast heal to get experience points. Even the ones you don't plan on taking with you, just put them in so they can heal as well for extra experience points. That one ring that lets you heal is perfect for that.
Wisdom. Flies know when a creature will die.
Also, if you want extra experience from that poison whatever guy, bring the
With two shakes of her stumpy tail, the sheep turns away from you to
you have to bring him that specific flower that he keeps mentioning, and then bring the ring or whatever it is he gives you to the to that one guard on one of the watchtowers, and then talk to her afterwards, and then you fight both of them for even more experience.
Well, that's Fort Joy. We're talking about the boat right now.
Well, that's all I know about the boat so far, other than, well, killing everyone.
Yeah, but is the crew, like, you know, Beast, Fane, etc., are all of them do all of them jump into combat with everyone if you start a fight?
Yeah. On your side, actually.
And do you control them?
No. The AI controlled.
Then what do they do other than slap people?
They use what abilities they have.
And what abilities are those, considering you're meant to pick their abilities once you get them? You know what I mean?
They start off with predetermined class and abilities that you're able to change.
Okay, so they have a class. Okay, I get it.
Yeah, they all have a class and abilities to start with. You just have the option of being able to change them when you get them.
Well, if that's the case, then fighting everyone on the boat seems to be the way to go, right?
Yeah.
Because Wendigo doesn't start until you walk into that room, correct?
Correct.
Hey, hey, get me out of this cage and I'll make it worth your while. You in? Set me free and I'll set you free. A fair trade, I should think. Your guess is as good as mine. Someone screamed loud as a banshee. After that, pure pandemonium. They never even told me what I was accused of. Just dragged me down here. A gentlewoman among jesters, you are. Give that lever a pull, and I guarantee we'll both get something out of the deal. Go on.
Before you can even touch the lever, you hear a sniff and snort behind you as the snoring Magister mumbles himself awake. One bloodshot eye opens, and then another.
Is my shift over? Are you here to relieve me? Wait, you're no Magister. You're a sorcerer. What are you doing here, filthy lizard? Choose your words carefully. My fists ache to meet a new face.
The Magister considers you, shrugs, and curls his hands into fists.
You're honest, I'll give you that. Doesn't mean I'll be letting you go scot-free, though. I should have known there'd be trouble.
That's funny. Mac Dust.
But
You.
Remember that guard that's in the prison, like right at the beginning?
yeah,
You have to convince you're not a sorcerer. If you tell him the truth, he says, "Well, you're honest. I'll give you that." Then he just fucking charges at you. Well, the benefits of being a lizard. There's a lot of oil right here. And death. I set myself on fire. I am smart.
You were in the oil, weren't you?
I might have been.
You're an idiot.
No, you. Wait, sometimes the enemies will just choose not to run through the fire that get to you and stay. Okay, that's a new one. Alright, correct me if I'm wrong, but haven't we always seen the enemy just charge right through the fucking fire and stuff?
some
just to get
enemies,
to
yeah.
us? Yeah, this guy just decided to sit there and not charge through the fire. It's a new one.
Yeah, it's more common. Okay, sorry. It's more common for them to charge through it, but some have decided not to. Maybe he has a ranged option. I'm not really sure.
He's using fists. He's punching me. So having an
So
open
much for
hand with
peaceful
melee
strife.
isn't bad.
Really?
You get a unique attack called Sucker Punch.
Huh.
How does it work?
You don't get the benefits of a shield, but you gain the ability to punch an enemy, and and the physical damage is based on strength, and it automatically knocks down a enemy without any type of check.
Oh, wow. That's actually pretty good.
I have to agree. And since I know that guy is going to attack me, I'm just going to hit him with spells through the cage, and he can't do shit. Oh, he knows spells. Never mind. Stand corrected. I have some of the gift bag options on, by the way.
You have what options on?
Gift bag.
Oh, nice.
The things that improve the game but turn off achievements. I don't know why, like, some of the stuff that adds more crafting recipes turns off achievements, like, why?
Don't know.
Can I not end turn? Hello?
What?
Trying to end my turn, it's not letting me. What button am I missing? Kaboom! Still alive? Money. Need to make sure to grab these empty potion bottles for Fane. I remember what you did, Mac.
Well, using the barrel to glitch stuff inside.
What? No, I'm talking about
Empty.
Fane and the poison bottles.
Yeah. Take a poison barrel and use that to fill up the empty bottles.
Oh yes, I love poison and getting wounded by it. It's great.
And I'm back where I started. Nowhere to go but up. I don't even remember them
I'll be back.
strapping me down.
So, Dust, what you doing?
Just doing a quest.
It's not very specific.
Killing one of the fucking Ice Bill Cosbys.
For what game?
But Monster Hunter.
Oh.
What other game has a enemy we can call Ice Bill Cosby?
I don't know any game that has that.
Aurora Simonacanth?
Empty.
Oh, very funny.
Am I wrong?
Technically, no.
That's the best kind of being right. The technical kind.
Why, you're looking a bit more chipper. Yes. Looks like that collar fits you snugly enough. Nice bit of work, even if I do say so myself.
Lord, I hope they don't bring back the spirit birds for Rise. Not Rise, Wilds.
Collar, I mean. Oh, not to worry.
I haven't
Every
heard
dog has
anything
to get
about it,
used
so
to
I
its
would guess
leash.
no.
No lesions, no trauma. It was bled by magic.
In the meantime, your next stop will be Magister William. All passengers have to be registered in the ship's manifest, and he's the chap in charge of the logs.
Take him into this room.
You'll find him on the other side of this deck, in the officers' quarters. Is he? Oh well. Some problems simply sort themselves, don't they?
She frowns and peers at you closely, resting the back of one hand on your forehead and taking your pulse with the other.
Delusions such as these are rare, but not unheard of. I recommend a cup of mulled wine and another night's sleep. Just take it easy. Why, for my peace of mind, of course. Why don't you try casting one of those source spells of yours? See what happens. Oh, do go on. I won't hold it against you. Promise. My, aren't we a meek little lamb? Perhaps I needn't have collared you at all, though it does look darling on you. So let's just leave it on, shall we? Because to answer your question, what this collar does is this. It makes you unable to cast Source. For
That's
your
nice.
own peace of mind, of course. Yours and the whole world's. Dungeon, you have the gall to call my laboratory.
I forgot how much I hated
I'd
the
be
ice
quite
variant
annoyed
of
if
this
you didn't
thing.
look so honestly perplexed.
Maybe don't fight it.
Index fingers pressed to her lips. She pauses.
Well,
a
I
moment
need its
to give you
parts for a
scrutinizing
weapon.
gander.
It's
My
not
word,
nice.
You do seem a bit befuddled, don't you?
Give me your
Perhaps I was a
skin,
bit
please.
Too generous with that sedative.
Even though it's Monster Hunter, that's
I'm
not
sure
nice.
you'll soon gather your wits. Most likely. Eventually. In the meantime, all you need to know is that we're en route to Fort Joy. A new life awaits, and if you're a particularly good girl, perhaps a cure as well. An end to Source. For good. Off to the herd, little sheep. Away you go.
But who?
Good gods! There's been a murder here!
A young magister stands pale and silent. Her knuckles whiten around her weapon as you pass. Behind the magister, a bloodied mass lies in a heap. Gore and limbs lie at odd angles. You can't make out a face amid the mess.
There's been a murder. A sorcerer was killed by one of your own. Lucky you were busy getting your collar fitted at the time, or you'd be a suspect like the rest of them. Waters is investigating. She'll figure out who did it. Always does. Aren't you enterprising? I'll let Waters tell you no herself. Go ahead. She with the body?
Ugly sight, isn't it? Burns me up this happened under our protection. We're extremely lucky no Voidwalker followed the source that did this. Finn didn't see it like that. He was desperate for us to help him. Two things scared the living daylights out of him. His own shadow and his own source.
You know, Dust, I think the whole thing with the Magisters in Divinity is kind of depressing.
In which regard?
Well, some of the Magisters genuinely want to help the Source people, and they don't know what they're actually doing, if you know what I mean.
They don't realize that they're fucking mind-wiping them.
Yeah. Like, you know, it's just a person in the military, you know what I mean? Not
a scumbag.
That's not the word I was gonna use,
We'll
but
find out who did this.
Is accurate.
Speaking of,
in Divinity's case, yes.
A mirthless smile.
I
Then
was on
we'll
duty
use it.
in your room when the murder happened. You were asleep the whole time. Didn't even stir. You're one of the only indisputably innocent people on the ship. Unless you can commit murder in your sleep, of course. Figured as much. Listen, I could use someone to keep their ears open among the passengers. Sometimes they clam up in front of a uniform. Bring me a good lead, and I'll throw in a shiny gold coin for you. How about that? Thanks. I just want to catch whoever did this before they hurt anyone else.
Like, for example, Magister Waters, the one that's overseeing the murder that happened on the boat. You know, she's trying to help the people and not let anyone hurt anyone.
No lesions, no trauma. He was bled by magic.
Yeah, there tends to be good people in all situations. Not all situations, but
I'm not
usually pretty
for this.
varied.
It's sea cow, not sea sheep. Haven't got any shears, have you? People these days.
And roll. Yoink. I know the answer is a no, but I'm still gonna ask. Do you know what the new crafting recipes are?
For what?
The gift bag stuff.
No.
My mum is afraid of lizards. I'm not. I think you're neat. I'd be happy if I had a tail.
Do you know Losa? She's a really good singer. I'm better though. Listen. La la la.
Wow! You're a dragon! You look like a dragon. But where are your wings?
Ah, there you are. Wife. Would you please tell this very charming gaggle of not-at-all brat-like babes that I am by no accounts this Losa woman, nor do I sing, in fact. I'm deathly allergical.
You know, I really like Los's personality. The one with the demon in her head.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But I like Beast more. Like, I wish you could have more than 3 is what I'm getting at.
That's fair.
Because Fane, if you're doing the story, Fane is a must-have. I really like Prince because I have a slight bias for lizards. And Beast is just really, really funny. And he's also good at stealing because, you know, you need someone to do that. And I hate saying this, but he's really good at stealing because it's a passive of the dwarves in this game. Because they're small.
How very correct you are, spouse.
I do have a question though.
Madam Josephine Gribbles to Peeve refuses to be confused with
never
anyone
mind.
else.
My mind answered the fucking question itself. I'm good.
Ask.
What?
I was gonna ask,
What's so
why
funny?
don't you play as one of the characters so you can have 4? Then I remembered, oh yeah, it's fucking stupid.
Yeah, you get the character's story, but you lose out all of the dialogue associated to the story on the character's
Her
part.
pinched face cracks into a great grin, and she shoos the children away from her with a laugh.
Yeah, okay, you found me out. Go on and git, and maybe I'll sing you something when I'm good and ready.
She turns to you, dark-eyed and dirty-haired, and smiles.
Plus, as I mentioned a second ago, I have a bias against lizards, and the
Against?
female lizards... No, I said that very wrong. Bias for the lizards.
Also, slight?
I have a bias for the lizards, and the female lizards in Divinity look very nice and very unique.
Yeah, you're right.
Gotta keep ourselves entertained, haven't we? You'd presume right.
I'm back.
Nope, trying not to find anything out either. Ignorance is bliss. The utterer, the better. Thanks, but I already belong to an elite and exclusive ship gang. We play ball every day after lunch. You're too soft for it. You take care, though.
Suddenly, her eyes cloud to an unnatural black. Greyish veins run down her face, and her mouth tightens into a cruel sneer. As quickly as they came, the clouds clear. She smiles as though no change came over her.
Good luck, Chief.
What's your job? You look like a magic maker. Like me, but maybe not so strong. Be careful. Someone died here. A magic person, like us.
I know it. Would you put a knuckle
Aye.
in it? I'm trying.
Do you like to play ball?
They don't care about us.
You, sorcerer! Blood? No! Go! Oof.
One of us wouldn't kill our own.
Name?
Well, you aren't here on my list. Scrammy, we're trying to catch a killer here.
Go! Move!
Mad? No. Insufferable? Surely.
What are you trying to hear anyway?
Mac, I wish that you could have more than 3 people. I like Los's personality, and I just like Beast more, because he's funny.
Eyes closed, palms face up on his knees.
His
His beard is a cascade of
it's a
meticulous
mod.
plaits, each one braided through with golden medallions.
Well, you see, we're playing on console.
So there's no way to
I don't know
have
if you
more than
remember
3
that.
people. Unless you make your player character one of the original 6 as well, in which case you would have 4 rather than 3, but it'd still leave
It
2
wouldn't-
out.
It wouldn't really be 4, because you lose out all the dialogue.
He
Yeah.
raises an eyebrow as you approach, but doesn't open his eyes.
Listen up, kiddo. You hear that?
Your kind always hung closest to our divine.
The ship, of course.
A wave of sound washes over you. The unintelligible chatter of your shipmates, the groaning of wood from floor to ceiling, the boom, crash, and crackle of waves around you, complaints from the sea itself.
And?
That's enough now.
Sick as a leper's cat. From the state of it, I'd say she's being cared for by a bunch of beardless babes who never loved anyone but their own mums. But there's more. Listen close. There now, just like that.
Squeak!
Aha!
His eyes snap open as his countenance breaks into an expression of joy. One great paw claps you on the back. The other catches you before you lose your footing.
There, you heard it, didn't you? I knew it. I knew it. Aye, this is good news, kiddo. Good news. No, you beautiful idiot. That wasn't any rat. It was the wheel. Squeaks whenever the helmsman jerks it clockwise, which means we're heading east.
That right? I always knew you'd turn out rotten.
Burn my beard. That means if we've been travelling for, yes, only 10.34 nautical miles to Fort Joy.
You've got this wolf on a leash now.
Ah, so you've eyes as well as ears, eh? You'll go far, mate, even here. Yeah, no indeed, kiddo. But that ain't my final destination.
The dwarf leans back from the table and strokes his beard, gold medallions jingling merrily. His eyes roll over to you.
You know, I find it interesting that the Magisters didn't cut down Beast's beard, considering it's gilded with gold.
That'll be all. Thank you kindly, kiddo.
Yeah, that's honestly fair.
He continues stroking his beard, a beatific smile on his lips, and doesn't acknowledge you anymore.
That right?
If you'll be pardoning me, I'll be...
The Magisters are out for blood. You saw the body, didn't you? Big bruiser like you ought to be able to take them on.
One of the characters in, one of the characters in the, ship literally told you to go attack the Magisters. That's funny.
An elf sits tucked away in a dark spot, lazily rolling dice onto the surface of a barrel. They sound like the dry cackling of an old witch.
I mean,
Snake eyes.
wouldn't be surprising, because, like, why wouldn't they?
Because they're armed and have armor, and you're not and have a butter knife.
I bet that's just what they'll look like.
I'm trying to remember what voice actor Sybil voiced. Because Sybil, the elf, has one of the same voice actors as one of the characters in Baldur's Gate. I want to say I think it's Lae'zel, but I'm not sure.
Rolling dice. Deciding fates. Don't worry, honey. It isn't yours.
She looks you up and down with the merest hint of a coy smile on her lips.
Never say never, though.
She eyes you quite seriously.
Not the future, no. But I can read the past in flesh. One of the perks of being an elf, you see. I'm quite good at it, too. I could lick your arm and tell you how you spent the night before last. Shall I?
She gives your arm a vigorous stroke of the tongue, efficient like a cat grooming.
You were in a cellar with other sorcerers. As everyone lay sleeping, you lay awake thinking of someone back home. A very special someone. You were reminiscing about the things you used to do together. Of course it is. The truth's right there, skin deep. But don't you worry, darling. Your secret's safe with me. I don't lick and tell.
I'll tell you if you can keep it quiet long enough for me to listen. You put a knuckle in it. I'm trying to...
The woman keeps rolling.
They don't care about us. We're like cattle to them.
I'm busy watching for clues, sorcerer. Go take your sub-story somewhere else.
we just skip to the part where I reassure you and you shut up?
A scruffy man lounges against the wall with scarred arms folded. A sly smile playing on his face, he stares across at the Magister guarding him. Noticing you, he straightens and beckons for you to come closer.
Watch your back, new fish. There's a murderer on board, and I'd bet 3 months' pay it's this trampython.
That's not nice.
Rolling his eyes at the Magister's warning, the man named Ifan beckons again. He leans in and adjusts your collar with a sharp tug, balancing its weight so it no longer presses unpleasantly on your neck. He winks.
Pinches less that way, right?
Hocking a phlegmy gobbet in your general direction, the sullen Magister settles back to his task of glowering at Ifan. And now, you.
We used to know each other, more's the pity. I was his commander many, many, many moons ago. Isn't that right, Vic?
Standing far back from Ifan, the tight-faced Magister draws one finger across his throat in an elaborate fashion, but says nothing. Ifan grins, flashing pointed white teeth.
Same as he was at 14 years old. Only difference is somebody gave him a bigger sword and now he's Johnny Big Pants. Long story. Maybe I'll tell you about it in the Joy. Away from interested parties. No. The dead man, Finn, is it? I'd no business with him. And I wouldn't put a man down without good reason.
He glances over at Magister Victor, who's staring back at him with pointed intensity.
Damn shame sheer annoyance isn't reason enough. The Joy, I've heard a lot. Nothing good. No surprise there, since Bishop Alexander runs the show. Wonder if we'll get to meet the ringmaster himself. Easy now. I might think the same. But Vic here will blow a blood vessel if he hears you talking like that.
What are you conspiring about over there? You, Lizard, what's your name?
Oh, don't mind him. Vic's just got a bee in his bonnet. And that bee is me.
Name?
Magister Victor looks at you suspiciously, then scrawls something illegible down in a tiny notebook. He scowls at you as he stows the notebook back in his voluminous robes.
Away with you, at once.
Ifan performs an elaborate pantomime of keeping quiet, one finger in front of his lips as he leans back against the wall.
Can we just skip to the part where I reassure you and you shut up?
I love the back and forth between Gil and Beast. Can we just skip to the pot while I reassure you and you shut up?
How dare you classify this slop as food? I've seen more appetizing things coming out of plague-stricken pigs.
Forgive me, kin. Were that I had more than gruel to serve. If I'd more than cornmeal and rotting roots, I'd concoct something more fitting. Meanwhile, the Magisters feast on honeyed meat behind this very wall.
Wolves around a campfire.
Our customs mean
Well, you've got this wolf on a leash now.
As soon as the Inquisitor gets here, we'll hang you right over the side of this ship with it.
I'll give you that knuckle if you keep carrying on.
One of us wouldn't kill our
our
own.
customs mean
Well, well. What have we here?
We're talking to me, Mom?
A fresh face in this
No.
stale hell. Let's size you up,
Okay, Mom.
shall we? See if you'll do.
The lizard looks you up and down, like a farmer would a fetching horse. All of a sudden, he grips you firmly by the chin, with the intent of inspecting your teeth.
There's some discoloration, but I've seen worse. After all, one can't expect to find prime merchandise on a squalid little ship like this.
I just want to say, I'm glad that Prince becomes much less insufferable later
Now
on.
then, to business. You will answer me 3 questions.
Yeah,
The
fair.
first one is
He does.
this.
Well, I wouldn't technically know, because I play as him.
Ah, music to my beleaguered stomach. On to the second question. Can you knit, weave? In short, tailor? Oh, but to feel the caress of satin on my scarlet skin once more. A most satisfactory answer indeed.
The fact that Prince calls his scales skin bothers me. Because scales and skin are very different. Like I know that that's, you know, a pet peeve and everything, but skin and scales are not the same thing.
On then to my final query. Have you the ability to administer the upkeep of one's personal appearance? The delicate art of cosmetics is what I'm after.
Never thought you'd end up a prison guard, Vic.
The very basics, then. I suppose that's a start. So, 3 questions asked, 3 questions answered. Let's evaluate, shall we? As per your own testimony, you can cook, tailor, and groom. Well, that just about settles it. I offer you my sincerest congratulations. As of now, you are my slave.
Fucking Prince literally just comes out and says that you're his slave. That's
Of course
funny.
you accept. Mine wasn't an offer, it was an order. Anyway, you may leave me for a moment. We'll go over your duties once we reach Fort Joy. Now shoo!
You'd end up a prison guard, Vic.
When I want you to attend me, I'll whistle.
Our customs mean less.
Your kind always hung closest to our divine.
I'm back.
Fucking Prince literally just comes out and says that you're his slave. That is fucking funny.
The elf is reading a volume of Cranley Hubert's famous encyclopedia. He looks up, his big round eyes scanning your body, absorbing every detail. He reaches out, flicks a finger against one of your scales, and rubs his chin.
Also, I just want to say, the fact that Prince calls his scales skin bothers me. Skin and scales are not the same thing.
Fascinating.
Well, they both are meant to protect the body's internal organs, so...
Well, yeah, but scales are scales. Scales are not skin.
Hell, scales are would technically be closer to fucking body hair.
Page, completely oblivious to your presence.
Technically.
Don't you get saucy with me when you clearly don't know the first thing about sauce.
I am reading. Is this not evident?
I just want to say, Fane's elf body is ugly. Although I feel like that's intentional.
Maybe.
Because I don't know if it's just me, but Fane's elf body, you know, with his mask, doesn't look like any other elf we know. It looks uncanny, to say the least. Although, given who Fane is, I feel like that might be intentional.
My hands. My face turned
Maybe.
away from you. Perhaps my eyes.
It's
not
D&D, D&D, D&D Beyond.
Oh yeah, speaking of, I've been seeing on Reddit that a lot of people think that Baldur's Gate 3 would be, like, the best game ever if it had Divinity's combat style.
Honestly, I can agree with that. The complexity of Divinity's fighting style in Baldur's Gate would be amazing.
Or just have them both. A Pathfinder.
Fair enough.
He grabs a metal plate and watches his reflection with one eye as the other shifts left to right and up to down. He repeats the maneuver with the opposite eye.
No, they are working quite adequately. It seems you are at fault. Predictable, really.
One of us wouldn't kill our own. They're picking us off one by one.
Oh? Oh, I see. I crossed a cultural taboo. How difficult.
I find it funny that Fane doesn't understand how to converse with people. It's very amusing.
Lizard. Perhaps I should demand the same from those red-clad
Sounds like it.
humans. They laid their hands on me more than once. Perhaps. Perhaps not. Understanding is all rather relative.
By the way, interesting little point. You know how you can see Divinity related content in Baldur's Gate 3 sometimes?
Yeah.
You can only see those if your console whatever profile, whatever the fuck you're using to play the game, has save data from Divinity. If you don't have save data,
me and does both do that. At least I would hope does do that.
if you don't have save data from Divinity, the stuff from Divinity will not show up in Baldur's Gate.
Technically, I don't have save data. Because isn't all my data... Okay, how does that work?
You were playing with me, remember?
Yeah, but I wasn't sure if that would count. I was gonna ask.
Dude, we saw pictures of Fane everywhere.
Honestly, I forgot about that. Fair.
Well, not everywhere, because each of the characters spawn in a specific place, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It is simultaneously too detailed and insufficient. I know the beginning of this tale and the end, but I am rather missing the middle. Tell me, what do you know of our world's history? Oh, please. I have no interest in that. Your books are too full of it already. No, I want to know about the Celestial. I want to know about your gods. This text tells me that they created all creatures, but nothing of what came before. Where did these gods come from? Who are their people? Where are the others of their kind? Of course you don't have any useful information. Why did I expect anything else? Now please, run along. I have a world to decipher.
No amount of pestering will get the elf to take his eyes off his book or respond to your questions.
What are you trying to hear anyway?
Like I said...
Mac, you can't solve the murder on the ship without being an elf, huh?
You can't lunge without being an elf?
You can't solve the murder on the ship without being an elf, huh?
Off to the herd, little...
Most likely.
You have to be able to.
Since that answer doesn't make sense to my question, I'm going to pretend that I'm going to assume you weren't listening and ask again.
You can't solve the murder unless you're an elf, can you? And I said most likely.
You could have worded that better, just saying. It's made it sound like you weren't listening.
Yeah, my answer makes a little bit more sense.
I've talked to everyone except for the people in the room with Wendigo, but you can't go in there. So, like... Are you just not able to solve the fucking mystery?
Even when you find out who it is that does, it's Wendigo that did it.
Oh yeah, but I would have assumed you would have gotten XP for it.
Anything interesting
No.
for me? I'll take that as a no.
I mean, you could probably still take the body part, but for future use.
I took the body part anyway, just on the off chance it gave stuff. So who do you, since all of the prisoners join in combat as you mentioned, who Who do you think the best one to start the fight with would be?
Never thought you'd end up a
I would
prisoner.
imagine the guy near Ethan.
What about the guy near your fin?
Attack him first.
Your kind always hung closest to our divine, like wolves around a camp.
Wait, how are you on the boat already?
Well, you've got this
Start
wolf
on the
leash
boat, you
now.
dummy.
But
As soon as the Inquisitor gets
okay, I'm confused because for some reason you're right. For some reason I thought we started at the fucking island. I fucking brain fart. I forgot we washed up on the shore of the island.
Wait, B starts as a geomancer? Damn.
That's fucking convenient. And
Seems very fitting.
dwarf, yeah.
I believe it's Geomancer Polymorph he starts off as.
Seems very fitting. And kind of... I want to say racist, but it's probably not. Probably should have saved that, but whatever. Knife. Ethan, punch him. So what happens if Beast, Prince, or whatever, etc., dies during this fight?
They don't actually die to get knocked out, I believe.
But we'll find out. If they die, I don't think I'll be able to finish this fight. Prince is also a geomancer? That is not what I was expecting. Fane is a pyromancer. That is also not what I was expecting. Who has the encourage skill? It's warriors, right?
Who has to what skill?
Oh, I know. Ethan's a hunter, right?
Wayfarer.
That's a hunter and then the scoundrel connect combo, right?
I think so.
Any human character has it. That's the circumstance behind it. It's a racial trait.
It's racist.
I mean, technically, yeah. Yay, informative racism.
That was meant as a joke.
Yet your joke is entirely correct.
If you can, Mr. Bam, while the fight's going on, try and get one of your characters to go trigger the Wendigo thing so she can insta-kill the enemies and get your experience at once.
It is actually a good idea.
If you could have just done that, then why didn't I just open the door, trigger the fight, then run in?
Don't know why I didn't do that. Yeah, that's usually how it works. You trigger the enemies in the back, and then in the middle, and then you trigger Wendigo, and she kills them all to get all the experience.
Well, I'm curious to... Never mind, I think I'm dead. Yeah, I'm dead. Where did I... Okay, right here.
The woman keeps rolling her...
What?
Ifan raises his eye.
classify this slop as food? I've seen more appetizing. When I want you to attend...
It was one of them. I know it.
Would you put a knuckle in it? I'm trying to concentrate.
Do you mind?
They don't care about us. We're like cattle to them.
Here's the register, ma'am. Good, good. Magister Williams is just you faring okay so far. Glad to hear it. You head on in now. Williams will get you sorted fast.
Like, Magister Paid, the guy that tells you to go get registered at the leader of the ship, like, he makes it clear that he wants you to be okay, and it's like, that's so depressing.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to punch him in the face. He's the closest one to the door.
Yeah, that's what you should do. I mean, do make sure you trigger the enemies in the back, because they're both separate instances. Trigger the enemies in front of the people, but the ones in the back are still not triggered or in the combat.
Well, I'll tell you when I can move the camera. Well, I don't have two people, so I'm not going to be able to trigger the ones in the back.
Aren't you able to, oh, you know, I was gonna say, aren't you able to detach to let someone go to the back? But then I remember, wait, you don't have it on review right now.
Murder most foul, and I strongly suspect you.
So
Why
you're
is
gonna...
Wendigo not doing her thing?
move inside.
Or does it have to be her turn?
It has to be her turn. Unless you wanna like attack someone that's in the middle of the room, run back, attack a guy there, then run forward to Wendigo. Or attack someone in the back, run forward, attack someone in the middle, then run forward.
It's only 3 enemies worth of XP in the back, so I'll just do what I'm doing here.
Okay.
Assuming Wendigo's turn makes it so she does her thing. Hey, you're supposed to do your thing, not attack me, stupid. It took a second, but she managed to actually do it.
What's happened?
Watch as your XP just shoots up now.
Bro, I got 400 XP, good lord.
That would have been 600 if you got the people in the back.
Not enough to level up though.
Oh yeah, oh wait, yeah, there's another exploring the boat you want people to do. But this one you have to be playing as Fane, and since you're undead, you're supposed to take off your hood when you go upstairs, and instead of being smashed by the tentacle, that one guy that's up on the bridge attacks you instead, and you're able to kill him for quick XP. Since when you're undead, people attack you at first sight if you don't have a head covering.
I don't understand that. Also, you have unique dialogue with certain characters if you don't have your hood on. Thought I should mention that.
Mention what? Our giant explosion.
Bruh. that you have unique dialogue with some characters if you don't have your hood on.
True. And even if you're playing as one of the main 6 characters, I remember you still can choose Red Prince specific dialogue in certain instances. It would show away a dialogue option that says Red Prince next to it. If you're playing as Red Prince.
You're right, but it's not their dialogue.
The dwarf lies in a heap on the floor, his great beard twisted and tangled around him. He is stock still. You can't see if he's living or dead. You hear a faint thud, thud, thud. He's alive, but only just. The dwarf lies in a heap. The young woman lies in a heap on the floor. She's breathing normally, but her eyes are wide open, like those of a corpse. Dark, greyish-black clouds swirl through them.
Oh! What? What happened? Must have been the turnips. Water? Wine, for goodness sake! Oh!
The lizard's eyes close as he slips into unconsciousness. You shake the lizard by the shoulders.
No, not the final dark. Not yet.
It's no use. Your words do not seem to reach her.
The dice roll darkly. They're rolling for me.
Ifan lies motionless, curled on the ground like an animal. Under his shaggy hair, you can see green eyes fluttering as if in a nightmare. A low whine escapes his lips. His eyes flicker open, but he doesn't register your presence at all.
Lucien. Lucien.
Ifan cries out. Then his eyes fall closed again. No matter how much you shake him now, he cannot be roused.
How dare they? Even the sheep got hit by that. How dare. Oh yeah, right. This woman is just unconscious. We just whack her to death. A 100 XP, woo.
The hatch is blocked. I'll need to find another way.
The hound paws desperately at its snout. It winces as it draws blood from its wet black nose and continues scratching. The dog notices you for the first time and snarls, the hairs on its back prickling as it lowers itself into a lunge.
You sorcerer!
It sneezes suddenly and paws at its nose once more.
Can't smell. Can't breathe. Too much sauce. Too much. Too much. Please make it stop. Sorcerer.
The dog whines and continues pawing at its nose.
Not long before this thing snaps into splinters.
Alright, well, time to get more XP and do something that I don't want to do. And probably get killed in the process.
Killing everyone is something I believe you shouldn't do until you're about to leave the island. Like, you get the prompt to go on the boat.
Oh yeah, but, you know, there are characters before you get to the exit of the boat.
Yeah.
So the dog was only able to attack once before, but now it could attack twice? Bleh. Actually hitting the enemy might be effective, you know. Lord.
We even hard problem hitting the enemy.
Yes. So because I'm not going to be able to beat these enemies myself, I'm just putting objects in front of me and them and throwing poison at them. Works. I only got 25 XP from that. I'm offended.
Damn! That doesn't bode well. Onwards and upwards.
He eyes the collar circling your neck and reaches a hand towards his blade.
Another sorcerer! Like you don't know? Mutiny! Did that witch fix your collar too? Go on then. Find a place to hide and stay there.
I'm going to loot this building. That's what I'm gonna do.
Alexander. If Lucian were alive, what would he think of his son's divine order?
You need to find a...
So, interesting little point. You know how whenever we teamed up on these magisters on the boat to get extra XP?
Yeah.
Back.
Yeah.
You know, and you know how they kicked our ass?
Yeah.
These guys have way less health than they did in multiplayer.
Oh my god, that's why we're having so much fucking problems. The fuckers scale with multiplayer?
That's what it looks like.
Oh my god, how easy is the fucking blob encounter going to be, Harambe?
Well, for example, this Magister only has 12 health.
What? They had 80.
This one has 12.
Like, 80 is correct, right?
Somewhere around that number.
Some bullshit.
trying to aggro these two magisters, but in a way where they can't attack me. Just because it's more convenient that way. Yeah, that guy gave me 100 XP and it only took me 1.5 attacks to kill him, Dust.
This is some bullshit.
Hey, you're not allowed to attack me. You're supposed to be attacking the box. Or better yet, here, have a blob of your friend. Go, Blobby. You know, these encounters are probably going to be a lot easier now that we're all doing it in solo instead.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how he got set on fire when I hit him with poison, but okay.
Probably fire on the ground. Remember, poison's explosive.
Well, yeah, but I didn't see any fire on the ground.
That then I don't know.
He dead now. XP. I find it particularly funny that everything before the beginning of Act 1 we just treat as XP.
Treat what as XP? There's only XP there. In books.
You pass through the door and are suddenly face to face with an undead. His skull is bizarrely angular, and a glorious jewel sits in the middle of his forehead. The skeleton is quickly leafing through a volume of Cranley Hubert's famous encyclopedia, muttering to himself.
I find it funny that Fane is just casually sitting in a storage room reading a book, just like, hey, this boat can sink and I'll be okay. Deal with it.
No. What damn fools record knowledge on a pulped tree? It catches fire, it turns into must when wet, it cannot even resist acid. No wonder they're so bloody ignorant.
The skeleton looks up and notices you for the first time.
Oh, it's you. Shouldn't you be running and screaming or some such?
The skeleton groans and looks back to his book, frantically flipping from page to page.
Yes, indeed. It's the look of someone that wants to read the bloody book he's holding. Now, if you're really quite finished, I believe you have lifeboats to flee to. please. I was no more an elf than you are those rags you're wearing. I had a mask, rather ingeniously designed, which allowed me to take that primitive form. A mask that was stolen by that damned witch after her little scene. Still, she'll drown with the rest of these fools, and I will simply pluck my mask from her cold, dead hands.
The skeleton holds up his book in one quick, frustrated movement.
I am trying to discover if there is anyone worth saving, and I will be damned if I let the lives of some mayflies get in my way. Go on, go, swim or drown or do whatever takes your fancy. I have a book to read. Please, my time is short, although yours, I gather, is infinitely shorter.
I love Fane. Hey, you should leave. You'll drown. Us? But he'll drown too. Him? Ha! I'm a skeleton. Get fucked.
Ever watch Pirates of the Caribbean, cunt? I ain't dying. Everyone else is. Not me, though. I might just have to live Squidward for a couple days.
Mac, is there any way to get the Death Fog barrel without being a skeleton?
Yeah. You have to get one of the other barrels, place it close, stand up against the wall or door, and then place a barrel or crate against you as close as possible, and it should push you through to the wall to the other side without triggering the tentacles that destroys them. Then you can just pick up the barrels, but one barrel is too much for you to walk, so you have to like hold it in the hand and whatnot, or throw it. I think not throw it, but you have to do something that lets you hold the barrel.
Death Fog barrels don't weigh the same as
one Death Fog barrel puts you overweight.
I mean, considering what it does, I think that's fair.
You don't get the XP for it though.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
I'm wondering if Death Fog is even worth grabbing, considering you don't get the XP if you use it to kill something.
Fair. I think you should grab it just in case, so you just store it somewhere so you can have it. But I do agree, if you're using it too much would be a waste.
Oh, I would use it a lot more if you got the XP for it.
Oh yeah, same.
The only instance that I feel like I would use Death Fog on is the troll on the bridge. Then again, as we've literally seen from me playing the game, the enemies are weaker now.
Yeah.
A troll would be included. Mac, am I doing something wrong? I'm not getting pushed through the door.
Let me look. Try being pushed through the wall then.
Would that even work? Because there's barrels on the other side of the wall.
I mean, you don't need so many stuff. You usually only need like one of the giant crates.
Well, one didn't work. Yeah, this isn't working.
Yeah, I think they patched it.
Considering we were never able to do it when we played and we just relied on, you know, skeleton, I'd believe that.
The marking on the door was painted. You press your palm against the door to open. It doesn't budge.
Is there any other way? Other than skeleton?
Nope.
What in the hell are those things?
Alright, good night.
Wait. Can Blobby, who is an undead, move things?
That's a good question.
The instant the door opens, the tentacles come and break the barrels.
Oh, okay.
That's why that's why glitching through the wall is required.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I thought it was never mind.
Well, good night.
Deathfall.
Bruh.
I need to get out of here now.